Some pine trees like Great Basin bristle in America can live for 4,000 years. What about stars? Do they also live and die? What is their lifespan like? Around 1100 years ago, people across the world observed something very strange in the sky. They saw a ball of fire that suddenly appeared among the stars of Lepus constellation. It was so bright that it could be seen during daytime also. It was bright enough to cast shadows at night. It slowly faded away in a few months. It was so remarkable that astrologers, especially from China and Arabia, mentioned the events in their records. They called it a guest star. Some 100 years later, the Chinese and the Arabs recorded the appearance of another guest star, this time in Taurus constellation. It could also be seen during the daytime for about a month. It gradually faded away and became invisible after 2 years. The guest star of Taurus constellation, or Messier object M1, has now been named Crab Nebula. We now know that it is the leftover of a star that exploded with a huge bang more than 1,000 years ago. The guest star of Lepus constellation is also the leftover of a star that died with a huge explosion. All stars, including our Sun, are gigantic gas balls of fire that are living through a stellar lifespan of millions or billions of years. They are undergoing dramatic changes at different stages in their lives. Our Sun is an average star in the multitude of stars. It is quite a stable star. We can take it as a reference point for describing the lifespans, sizes, brightness and temperature of other stars. Stars within a narrow range of color or temperature and absolute brightness or luminosity are called main sequence stars as marked on the HR diagram. HR diagram is the roadmap for the life cycle of stars. All main sequence stars like Sun, Altair, Sirius and Regulus burn hydrogen and turn it into helium for most of their lifespan. There would have been no carbon, no oxygen, and no other elements heavier than hydrogen and helium in the universe if there had been no explosive deaths of massive stars. These elements were manufactured in the cores of massive stars and blown off into space at the time of their explosive deaths. Now these are the elements the bodies of all living beings on Earth are made of. Without elements like carbon, life on Earth would not have been possible.